The city of Philadelphia lost hundreds of people to gun violence last year.
Put down the guns and come work with animals.
This space is what these kids need for them to be okay.
To me, it was like a therapy.
Everyone here is a family,
But they know that there's people that care.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is day 2 of our Philadelphia tour. We are here in Phoenixville, and we are headed down to Fletcher Street this morning. What are we going to be doing?
Well, we've been waiting for this for a couple years now. We reached out to the folks over there, and so now it's happening. We're going downtown Philadelphia. We've heard that we're going into a pretty rough area, but we're going to do it.
Yeah, we're going to do it. And one of the things that I love the most about our channel, over the last 4 years, we've done some incredible documentaries, and we're going to tell L-Dog's story today about the Fletcher Street Cowboys. I can't wait.
I mean, it's been around for many, many years, and he helps the inner city youth, and we're going to share that with you. So
60 plus years.
Yeah, should we hit the road?
Let's go.
Let's go.
My name is Ellis Ferrell Jr. I'm a junior. I don't use it that much. I was born in Jacksonville, Florida, but my grandmother was in Tallahassee, Florida, so she took me when I was 3 months old and raised me. And I always loved horses, but my grandmother wouldn't buy me a horse. She said she wasn't buying nothing she couldn't eat. I had to leave from down there because I wanted to get an education. That's the only reason I left Tallahassee. My mother and father and brothers lived here in Philadelphia, and I've been here ever since. When I moved to Philadelphia, my cousin had horses right here next door. Man, I was glad of that because I got to ride a horse. And then they had places that we could rent horses. And that was the only time I would hook at school. I loved school. I walked to school in the snow. I didn't care what it was, rain, I walked to school. So when my buddies said, let's go rent a horse and ride, I would hook at school and ride all day. I don't know, I just loved riding horses. Always loved animals. When I rode horses, I could go out and just forget everything, and nothing stressed me. To me, it was like a therapy. I could just go out, I never got in trouble, and I get stressed out, I come ride a horse, and if I had to, I'd go rent a horse.
Darren Ferrell. I was born in Philadelphia, PA, son of Ellis Ferrell, AKA L-Dog. Determination is one good word to describe him. And he started young, and he had in his mind, in his head, I wanted horses. And he came here, drove trucks, he did this, he did that. He scraped, put forth every dime towards getting a horse, and having kids ride. When he was able to ride, and when he was out there riding, oh man, it was the best. We used to go on trail rides up in the Northeast. It was Pennypack Park. And we used to go on rides, and he used to take us. I mean, that was the best thing for me, you know.
Either a kid sees a horse for the first time, or a grown-up realizes that this is part of the city. I think that culturally, at least for outsiders like myself, I didn't know that this was a thing, and now I can't imagine Philly without it. My name is Courtney Byrne, and I guess I'm the club secretary, but I also am getting my PhD about the Black riders of Philly, sort of, so I work with the human-animal relationships in urban environments. I've been with Fletcher Street for about 3.5 years. They inherited this lot, and it was garbage, and it was trashed. Darren and a bunch of folks in the community did all of this, built all of this by hand. They got this land, some white real estate agent got a tax break, gave them this 7,000 square foot of lot. All of this you see was not here. And so they create bounty in vacant lots that exist all around the city. And this was a redlined area. In 1937, this neighborhood was redlined. So you see all of these stables popping up in condemned lot areas, in areas that were redlined, in places that were neglected by the city. And then, 10 years later, fast forward to this. It's invaluable.
I'm Nas, and I'm originally from South Africa, but I live in Philadelphia now. In Philadelphia recently, we had an uptick in gun violence, especially with our youth. They have been involved in a lot of those cases. It's sad to see, to know that our youth are lost. A lot of them are lost in our city, and they're just looking to be validated. They're looking for things to do and to feel a belonging. And I think when we lack these spaces or safe havens, we don't have these structures in our system, we find that they're getting involved in more negative things.
Everybody had horses. From all over the city, people had horses. We ride like certain times on the weekends we rode, but the kids wasn't riding. Why don't we just get a club so we can have something for the kids to do too? They would have to work, clean and stall before they could ride. Around 2004, I think it was. I said, well, why don't we just form a club? And then we used to have a clubhouse right on the corner right down here before they tore all this down. Everybody from all over the city came and we had a meeting, so we formed a club, made it official, organized club. We had about 50-something people. We had to come up with paying dues and stuff. They all quit, so I said, I'm gonna keep it going. So I just kept it going with the kids and stuff. That's where all my money went, buying feed and hay for the horses that I had. My goal for the kids is being respectful, because horses, they're like humans, really. My goal is for them to learn how to ride. That's number one, be good riders. They got to learn to respect that horse. They got to learn responsibility for that horse. So they would learn respect for themselves, respect for the elders, and just become decent people. I want to get a good job. I want to be whatever they can, the best they can be. I would say to kids that's in Philadelphia, I wish there would be a whole lot more of them put down the guns and come and work with animals. Wherever they could go to work with animals, you can come here at Fletcher Street and you will find out that they will give you peace. It would make me proud to see a whole lot more positive things in the city, because all the kids that come here, they bond with each other. You would become real friends, and it would be like you've been knowing them all your life.
Everyone here is a family. I have my friends, it's mainly boys here, so I call them my brothers. But everybody else, we're like a big family, We watch over each other, stick together. My name is Isaiah, and I'm from uptown Philadelphia, but now I live in the Northeast. It's like far in Tyrone. When I was little, I always loved horses, and my grandpa was always trying to find something involving horses for me. So I came upon the Instagram, and I followed their account, and then I think it was a few days before the Concrete Cowboy movie came out. I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go down there. I have to get involved. So it was a volunteer day. I think the anniversary is coming up, like 5 years being here. It was April 24th. I came down here, I had the volunteer day, and ever since that, I just kept coming over and over again. It's definitely taught me a couple lessons. It taught me responsibility, time management, cleanliness, organizing my space, some life lessons when I'm dealing with the people around me, a little here, a little there. The biggest lesson I've learned was loyalty here. You have to be loyal here. I would say if you're dealing with something like internally or externally, where you're at, or like something you're dealing with at school or at home, I'd say to come here. When you're here, all those go away, whether you're with a horse, whether you're cleaning the yard or spending time with your friends. It's like therapy, really.
So Nene, who you just met earlier, he's around here somewhere. He's from the neighborhood. He's had a tough life. And it was a couple summers ago, I was here just with Darren and I alone, mucking stalls, just doing our thing. And he comes in one morning and he walks in to the fence. It was before that fence was even there. And he looked dysregulated, shall we say. He had just gotten jumped, just gotten into a fight. His jeans were bloody. He was not looking okay. And I could tell he needed to be here. And so I left him alone, and he walked up to Babbles. He walked up to her and he put his hand on either side of her face. And he just leaned into her quietly and put his forehead to her forehead. And they just sat there like that, forehead to forehead, nothing. Nobody said a word. And he just breathed. And I watched him, and I remember getting tears in my eyes because I remember thinking, this is how he finds peace again. This is how he makes sense of the world. And to come here, to be with these animals, to just sit with the horse, to just let it all go. It's the only opportunity some of these kids get to re-regulate their nervous systems. Living in this city is hard. And I'm from Chicago, where I've been jumped and I've been assaulted, and I have never lived in a place that's been harder than Philly. It's tough. So this space is what these kids need for them to be okay. And I see this day in and day out. It's not perfect, it's not quiet and orderly, but it's theirs.
It's providing a place where they know that there's structure, there's organization, and more importantly, like, there's not only something fun to do, but they know that there's people that care. They come here, they make friends, and that's something that we want to pass down to more people so they can make their own community spaces within their neighborhood. And that's really what we're trying to preserve. Not just preserve this historic aspect, but also preserve this sense of belonging that I think gets lost when you don't have community spaces and other third spaces.
We need more funding to be able to sustain ourselves here. So we are always looking for in-kind donations. If you go on our website, you'll find a way that you could donate through PayPal.
In the neighborhood that we're at, it is important to remember that one of our main purposes here is to provide access and opportunity to kids. And a lot of kids may not have or their families may not have the financial resources to do that. So it's very important to us to find ways to fund that, because otherwise yes, it's great to have the horses, but what about the people?
At www.fsurc.com.
I would love for more people to come and more kids to come and work with horses and become productive citizens. Stay out of jail. Come here.
Well done.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
You're doing me proud just being here.
3, 2, 1.
Well, we made it back. Boots are soaked. How was that?
We said this morning, or I said this morning, one of the incredible things that we've done over the last 4 years is these interviews with people, and that one was one of the top interviews I think we've ever done. What an incredible experience, and to watch these kids. And what'd you think?
It was everything I thought it would be, and I remember watching the movie several years back, and kind of inspired me. And then when we all agreed on doing this, it's like it really did hit home. It was really a fantastic learning experience and fun.
And they were so welcoming too.
Yeah.
Just in general. And one of the things that really stood out to me was in the interview with L-Dog, he was talking about one of the things that the kids learn is to respect the animals. And when it started raining, I saw that little dog get all wet. One of the kids took off his jacket and his overshirt, wrapped the dog in it, sat it in a chair, and walked off. And it was just a good time.
But he also said, respect your parents and elders. And these kids were very polite. It was really good.
He said the horse really needs the respect, and you have to respect the animal, and then in turn you're going to respect yourself. And I thought it was kind of cool. It wasn't as busy today because it was a little bit rainy, but a family rolled up, and next thing you'd see, all the kids circled the family. They grabbed their kids and put them on the horses, and then they run them around.
Yeah.
And that's the respect he's talking about. They're passing on something, and the look on those other children's face when they got up on the horse and they're prancing around, it was amazing. There were 2 kids around with each horse. And then to take them around the block on a ride on the bike.
Yeah, we got to get on our bikes and horses behind us, and then we rode some kids around. That was really kind of cool too. So it was really good to see young people getting some really good education.
And if you want to support the Fletcher Street Riding Club, what do you do?
You go to their website and there's a donate button, and you can really help out. They're spending a lot of their own money. You can really help out for that hay, feed, and veterinary bills.
Hey,
and you can share the video.
There'll be a link down below so you can see it.